Okay, everyone, this is my fourth video in 3 days, and, um, so, I'm using my laptop, like always, to make videos, because I'm too poor to have my own camera, and basically, okay, I'm making a get to know me video, okay, because I am bored. I'm so bored right now, and, I figured why not, because basically I started my YouTube account, or my YouTube channel, in 2007, okay, and I was 12 years old then, and really I only started it because I was bored, and, my first video, if you look, my first video, basically what I did was, I was obsessed with the song Love the Way You Lie, okay? So I decided to turn on my iPod and then record that song playing for my iPod. I don't know, okay? But, actually, that was 4 years ago, I believe, so I made the YouTube account in 2007, but I didn't actually make videos till 3 or 4 years ago. So basically, I made random videos, and, they were boring and stupid, but I really started making videos, this last September, so September of 2014, and, my first video that I really made, basically was, it was called My Epilepsy and My Upcoming VNS Surgery, and so, for those of you, well, okay, I have no script here, so I'm just making it up as I go along. But, okay, so basically, for those of you who don't watch my videos and you're just bored and you found my video and you're like, why not? So my name's Sarah. My videos consist of epilepsy and the VNS, which stands for the vagal nerve stimulator, and I make videos talking about that and kind of just vlogs of my everyday life with epilepsy and how everything is going, and it really helps for me to be able to let things out, and really there's hardly any videos on epilepsy on YouTube, so I decided to make the videos because before I got the VNS surgery, and I'll explain a little bit about that in a few minutes, before I got that surgery, I was trying to find out more about it, and because I knew what it was, but I was trying to find out just more about it, and I was really scared, and I wanted to see people's reactions and everything, and so I was trying to find more videos on YouTube, but there were probably 3 or 4 videos on YouTube about the VNS, and it kind of drove me crazy because I really needed to be, what's the word? I need to be comforted, and I couldn't, they helped a little bit, but really, I needed more than that. So, a couple days before I got the surgery, I decided to make a video explaining a little bit about my epilepsy and why I'm getting the VNS surgery, or why I was getting it. So let me explain a little bit about the VNS surgery, and for those of you who are subscribed to me and watch my videos, you already know about it because I've explained it, but I'm going to explain it again anyway. So basically what the vagus nerve stimulator is, so people with epilepsy, let's see, how do I explain it? The neurons in your brain are abnormal, and so when a seizure happens, they freak out in your brain, and it goes, some people with epilepsy, it's on one side of their brain, or it's all over. There are many different types of seizures. So with grand mal seizures, what happens is, so when people don't really know about seizures, when they think about seizures, they think about the grand mal seizures, which are the type that you see on TV where the person shakes and they fall on the ground and all that. But in reality, there's so much more than that. There's so many different types of seizures. And so when a grand mal, or also known as tonic-clonic, when that seizure happens, what happens is all the neurons they start firing all over in your brain, and it goes all over. And that is why, you fall on the ground and you can't control yourself. But with different types of seizures, some of them only happen in a little part of your brain. And so with me, what I have is, I started out, so I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 13 years old in 8th grade. And I'm pretty sure, so one day, I was downstairs in my dad's office, and I was watching a movie on his computer, and all I remember is waking up on the ground, and I was so confused. I had no idea. It was weird. It was like an out-of-body feeling. I had no idea what was happening. I got up, and I was so disoriented, and I kind of wandered upstairs, and my sister was playing a card game with her friend, and they noticed something was wrong. And so they were just asking me questions, and I was really scared. And they were trying to ask me questions, like, they were trying to get me to play the card game with them, but I couldn't remember how to play it, even though I played it all the time. And I remember my sister saying, "Sarah, are you serious? You don't remember how to play it? You play it all the time." And it was just really scaring me, and my parents weren't there at the time. They were off doing something. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor just said that, I probably just fell out of the chair and I got a concussion, so that's why I didn't remember it. But a few months later, let's see, that was probably in the spring, okay? A few months later, I was at this camp, and there was this girl who, we were all just sitting there, everyone was sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear kind of people whispering or something, so I turn around, and there's this lady, and there's this girl, her head was in the lady's lap, and she was shaking, the girl was shaking, and there was foam coming out of her mouth, and I was freaking out because I had no idea what was happening. And my mom was sitting next to me, so she's like, "Sarah, it's okay, it's just a seizure," but I was still really scared. And so she went home, but I was still scared. I was scared that because I had seen that seizure, I was going to have seizures. And so, that was in the summer. And so that next school year of my 8th grade year, I was getting ready for school one day, and I was upstairs for some reason, because my room at my house is downstairs, and I would always get ready in the bathroom right next to my room, but for some reason this day I was upstairs getting ready in that bathroom, and next thing I know, I can kind of hear myself. I hear banging, and I knew it was me on the ground, and I hear the echoing. I feel myself banging against the cupboards, and I hear my parents come in, and they say, "Oh my gosh, Sarah, what's going on?" And they see me having the seizure, and my parents told me later that my lips had turned blue and I had stopped breathing for a second, but they called 911, and the ambulance came. I had no memory of this. The next thing I remember is sitting in my front room, looking out the window, and I see an ambulance pull up in front of my house, and I said, "Mom, is the neighbor okay? Like, is there anything wrong with them?" And my mom said, "Sarah, the ambulance is for you." And that's the next thing I remembered. And then I remember my parents trying to help me get into the car, and my neighbor had come over, like, seeing if everything was okay, because, the ambulance was there. But my parents were actually going to drive me in the hospital themselves, just because it cost about $1,000 for the ambulance to take me, and we lived about less than 5 minutes away from the hospital, so my parents just drove me. And I remember when we got to the hospital, I got out, and my dad went to go find a parking spot, and next thing I know, I'm on like the gurney things, and they're wheeling me around, and they're doing all these tests on me, and the doctor guy told us that it was probably just a one-time thing because a lot of people have a seizure in their lifetime, and it wasn't a big deal and it would be fine. And so I went home and I was fine. Okay. And about, let's see, it's probably a couple months later, I was in my computer class at school, and my friend, we were assigned to work on a science project together. And so I was sitting there in the chair, and she said, "Hey, Sarah, so what time do you want to work on the science project after school?" And I said, I started feeling weird. And at the time, I didn't know what that feeling was, but it's actually called an aura. And the aura is basically the feeling that you feel before you have a seizure. And many people, it feels different to a lot of people. So I had that happen, and I was really scared. And so she had said, "What time do you want to work at it?" So I remember I kind of looked up, and the clock was right there. And the time right then was probably 2 o'clock. So I said, 2 o'clock? And she said, "Sarah, that's the time right now." And that's the last thing I heard. And then I fell out of my chair, and she gets on the ground and holds my head. And she said, "Mr. Allred," or whatever. He was my teacher. "Sarah's having a seizure." And next thing I know, I'm waking up in the nurse's office, and my teacher's standing right next to me, and my mom is there. And my mom had told me that she was at work, and they had called her, and when they said, "You need to come to the school," she knew something had happened. She told me this later, of course. So yeah, I had that, and I remember I was so scared to go back to school the next day. I was terrified because here I am in 8th grade, and I was really scared that people were going to make fun of me. But really, people didn't make fun of me, and my mom wouldn't let me stay home from school. She made me go, of course. So no one made fun of me. They just asked if I was okay, which was really good because I was an insecure 8th grader, come on, who just had a seizure in front of everyone. So I went to a neurologist soon after that, and he diagnosed me with epilepsy. He said that if you have 2 or more seizures, then technically you have epilepsy. And I remember I was devastated, and I was just crying, and my mom told me, she just felt so bad. I remember just sitting in the car crying, and she ended up trying to make me feel better, so we drove to the mall, and I remember the Vans, like the shoes, were really popular then when I was in middle school, and I really wanted them. And so she drove me into the mall, and she bought me some, and then she bought me some other stuff, which was so sweet of her. And so the neurologist put me on Keppra, which is an anticonvulsant medication that I'm actually still on right now. And I went 6 months without having seizures, and I thought I would be fine. But then I had a grand mal seizure again. And so they were the neurologist, okay, he was the worst neurologist ever. He didn't help at all. He just kept, he didn't care about the results. He just kept ordering more tests, like more blood tests, more EEGs, when nothing was helping. And he didn't care. And so we ended up just leaving, and we found another one. But I kept having more grand mal seizures, and I had one at my friend's house. I remember I was sleeping over, and I remember falling asleep, and I was sleeping on the couch, and there's a coffee table right there. And next thing I know, I fell off, and I hit my head, and I don't remember that. But then I remember opening my eyes, and her parents were standing there. So was she and her brother, and then my parents had come over. And I was really disappointed because I had to leave the sleepover. But so I had one there, and then I had another one at my neighbor's house. I remember I was with my sister, and we were sitting at the table eating food, and we were on their porch. And I looked at my sister, and I felt the aura coming on, and she's like, "Sarah," and then I fell off, and I started having the seizure. And I remember when I woke up, I felt someone scratching my arm, and my dad was scratching my arm because it feels really good, and he knows I like it. But I was so confused and disoriented. I thought we were in the front yard, but then I remembered that the porch is in the backyard, so I was so confused. So that was confusing. I've had about 4 seizures on my couch in my house, and it's nice because my family's always around when I have them, so they're there. With a lot of people, when they have seizures, they don't know what's happening. They just wake up and they're like, oh, what's happening. With me, I know what's happening, but I can't do anything about it. And that goes with small seizures too. So when I have a grand mal seizure, the big ones, it's echoing, and I have that out-of-body feeling where it feels like I'm watching myself. I'm above myself watching myself have the seizure. And, so my parents and my family is always around me when I have them. So, even though it's terrifying, I'm good. And because they're there. But one time I missed a dose, like almost 24 hours, and that's bad. And I was downstairs watching TV, and I had a grand mal seizure. And since I'm so used to my parents, my family being there, I started grunting, because that's what I do, and I bite my lip, and it's just, and I'm grunting and breathing so heavy out of my nose. And I was doing that, and I was so confused, because even though I was, totally out of it, obviously, I'm used to people being there, and no one was there. And I kept making the noise, but it's, upstairs, that's way up there, so... But eventually my mom came down, she's like, Sarah, what's wrong? And she knew I had the seizure, obviously. And I remember opening my eyes, and my cats were just sitting there looking at me. So let's see. In December of this last year, I slept over at my sister's house, and I got really sick because I accidentally took, was it this time? No. Guys, I'm having simple partial seizures right now. Okay. Sorry. One second. I'll explain this later. Okay. So, I was at my sister's house, and I got sick, and I had taken my pills, at 7 o'clock, like usual. 20 minutes later, I threw up, okay? So, since I'm on extended release for my medications, what that means is I take my pills, and I'm good for that entire day. That's what extended release is. And, so I threw those up, and that night, I had 3 grand mal seizures. I went home, and I kept throwing up the entire day. And I went into one, and I had thrown up right next to me on the couch. That was disgusting. And, blah. And then my sister and my brother-in-law, dang it. Every time I want to make a video, my roommates come in and ruin it. I'm back. Okay. So basically, I had the seizures. Well, the first seizure I had, and my sister and my brother-in-law were in the other room, and they didn't hear me. And so here I am grunting, waiting for them to come in, and I was freaking out. They eventually came in, and they said, "Oh no, Sarah," and they figured it out. and then since I was throwing up so much, I wasn't able to take my pills, so then I had another grand mal seizure. And then after that, my sister and my brother-in-law were trying to get me to go up, or they were trying to get me to get up and go to bed, and I had another one. And then, anyways, I was able to take an anti-nausea medication and hold that down, and then take my pills. And so when you have a grand mal seizure, you are limp. You cannot hold yourself up. Just your entire body, you can't control it. And so they had to carry my entire body weight to the guest room. They are the best. So after that, I was terrified because I was getting ready to go to college in the next week. And I was so scared. I didn't think I was ready to go. And that was just really scary. But I ended up going. Okay, so I want to talk about the VNS again. So basically, my seizures, what I have is, so as I was saying, I used to have grand mal seizures, okay? And then with the medication, I was taking Keppra, and then they added, my new neurologist added, well, at the time, added Trileptal, and those were working, and then I started having complex partial seizures, which are basically, so you can tell something's wrong, and so what happened with me is basically there's movement in the seizures, and you're not like shaking like on the ground or anything, but there's movement. And so what would happen with me is I would stand in place, and I would clench my left fist, and I would twist to the left, and I would just stand there like frozen in place like this for like 15 seconds. And I'll tell you, that was so embarrassing. That was just terrible. I would break down. That's another thing. When I had seizures for the first couple of years, I would just break down every time I had one, and I would cry, and it was just so hard for me because I was already a teenager, and I was going through all these things and all these hormones, and then I would have seizures, and it was just, okay. And so I had those for a couple of years, and then they added Lamictal, and then I just went to having simple partials, which are way better, if you know what I mean, where there really isn't movement, but you kind of just freeze there, and it's not, at least for me, when I have a simple partial seizure, I still clench my left fist, and kind of just freeze there for 15 seconds. If you guys watch my other videos, in a couple of them, I actually have some seizures, so if you want to watch those, I don't remember what they're called, dang it. So yeah, I have those now, and dang it, this is stupid. Sorry guys. So basically, okay, okay, so we're good. So basically, my simple partial seizures, I always clench my fist and turn to the left, no matter what. Even in my grand mal seizures, I always twist to the left. I'm going to tell you, well, I was going to tell you about the VNS, but I will tell you about this first. With my tests, I used to get all these tests done, like EEGs, which, if you don't know what an EEG is, I don't remember what it stands for. But basically what they do is, you're sleep deprived, so they only let you sleep for 4 hours, and that's it. And then what you do is you go in the next day, and they put on these electrodes. They put this jelly stuff on, and then they put on the electrodes, and they hook you up to this machine, and it doesn't hurt. But, oh, guys. I would pause it, except I can't, because then I will stop it, and then I'll have to make a part 2. Okay. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So, and then they put that stuff on, and then the reason why you're sleep deprived is because with people with epilepsy and seizures, there's a lot of triggers that can cause the seizures, and one of them, for some people, is sleep deprivation. And so what they want to do is deprive you of sleep, which seems kind of evil, but they want to see your brain activity, and so that's why they do it. But with me, with the EEGs, I had gotten so many EEGs, and they never found anything. And I would get MRIs, and they wouldn't find anything. So
that's up. Oh my gosh! Thanks!
You're
oh my
welcome.
gosh! What are they? Food!
Oh my goodness, you really did it?
No, it was my parents. I want to see what you get. I don't know why that's recording. That's awesome.
Dang it.
Here, I have my key. Oh no, I don't. Pen? Yeah, it works. Oh, wait! Yay! That's crazy that you can do that. You got some carnation breakfast?
Yeah.
Score! That's awesome. Yeah. Well, actually, Trisha was, but I think she might have left. And vitamins! And Cliff Bars!
That's great news.
On this box, anyway. Ooh, and vitamin K. Ugh. Thanks for carrying them!
I left it at 4:02 because none of us were here.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Because I went over there earlier and they weren't there. Yes! Food! I love food! Food is the best. Food is happiness. Food is happiness. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, I didn't know that you were still recording because my roommate came in. Okay, so we're gonna talk some more. I just got some food in the mail. It's my parents. I'm poor, and they sent me some. Okay. So where was I? Okay. So one of the tests that my doctor decided to have me get is called a 3 to 5 day EEG. And what they do is you're checked into the hospital for 3 to 5 days. And it's just like an EEG, except you're there overnight. And they try, I'm gonna kneel. What they do is they try to get you to have seizures, okay? That's the whole thing. And they monitor you, so you're hooked up to the machine like usual. And what they do is they have video games, and they have movies that you can watch. And even though that's so fun, what they do is they wean you off your medication, and which is not fun. And I am very sensitive with my medication, so if I don't take even one of my pills for a day, I have seizures all over the place. So when I was weaned off not even a fourth of my medication, I went into a grand mal seizure less than a day later, and that was the worst experience of my entire life, that 3 to 5 day EEG. Yeah, so I had that seizure, and the lighting is really weird, but I kind of like it. So I had that seizure, and then I also have movies and video games, because those can be triggers for people. And I remember I was watching Anastasia, and like partway through the movie, I had another grand mal seizure, and it was really nice actually because, well, so since I'm hooked up to this thing, obviously when they look at the brainwave thing, when you have a seizure, it's like boop, boop, and then seizure, boop, 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 all over the place. And so obviously they can tell when you have a seizure, but what they want you to do is they give you a button thing, and my mom had it because obviously I couldn't do it while I was having a seizure, but every time I would have one, she would press the button, and it was helpful to them because it would mark it in the thing, and so it was also really helpful for when I had smaller seizures, like simple partials or complex partials. And so yeah, she would do that, and if I felt one coming and she didn't notice, I would just say, Mom, press the button. And it was also really nice because I was next to the nurse's office, my door. And so whenever I would have a seizure, my mom would say, Nurse, she's having a seizure! And so they would run in, and they also put in an IV, which are really painful, because if you are having a seizure and it goes on for too long, if it goes on for longer than 4 or 5 minutes, then it's bad. It's really bad. So they have the IV in so they can put in this stuff that will stop the seizure if it goes on too long. Luckily they didn't have to do that for me. But I remember I bit my lip really hard. I think it was the second seizure. And it's really hard because my brain knew that I was biting my lip. I think my brain knew I was biting my lip, and it kept telling my body to stop biting my lip, but it wouldn't. And it's weird because, obviously it's automatic, so I don't even have to think about it. Like, right now I'm moving my hands, and my brain's just like, move the hands, but I don't think about it. But with this, I actually had to, think about it, and it still wouldn't work. I would say, brain, stop biting my lip, and it wouldn't do it. And so I remember the nurse kept saying, Sarah, sweetie, can you please, let go of your lip? And obviously I couldn't do it, and it was really hard. It was bleeding all over the place. And so she got a throw-up tray and put it right underneath. Okay, I'm having another seizure. Okay, and she got a throw-up tray and put it right underneath my mouth so that the blood wouldn't go, And then she got a toothbrush and brushed my lip for me. Anyways, but luckily, I remember my neurologist, before I even got that done, she told me, because I was freaking out, I didn't want it done, but my mom just said yes, and I don't know. I don't know. I did it. But I was freaking out, and my neurologist said, the first time I have a seizure, they'll have enough information, and then I'll be able to go home. But when I had my first seizure, I was really excited, but then the doctor came in. He said, so that was good, but we want a little bit more information. So I had to stay longer, and I had 2 more seizures. But once I had the 2 more grand mal seizures, they started putting me back on some of my medication, which was good. And then I didn't have any more of those. And, what else? So yeah, I remember when I had my family visit, and then people would call me on the phone. And let's see. The epileptologist who looked over my report, like, of what happened in the hospital, he was a really depressing guy. Okay, I was really excited to see what, how it went. And he seemed really disappointed that I wasn't a candidate for surgery. And, which is great because I'm terrified of brain surgery. But the reason why I'm not a candidate for surgery is because it's too far back in my brain. Oh gosh. It's too far back in my brain, so it would be too dangerous. Yeah, so I was really excited about that. But, okay, so after that, since there wasn't a whole lot on the report, which really made me mad, he said, okay, I want you to get another MRI. And I said, are you serious? Because I've had so many MRIs and nothing ever comes up. But he said that this one was going to be a more in-depth one, and it was going to take longer because they were going to do more slides and go deeper into my brain. And it was really nice because it was at the Primary Children's Hospital. And what they had was you would go in the machine, and then they put these things over your eyes, and they put a movie in, and I could watch a movie. And I had ear things on so I could listen to it, even though you could still hear the banging, and it was still kind of loud. But I remember I was watching Bolt, and it was great, and I was sad because I couldn't finish it. But it took about 40 minutes to do it, maybe 40 to 50 minutes, and it was long, but it went by pretty fast. I remember I went to a trampoline place with my friend later, and my mom calls me and she says, Sarah, we got the results back. Do you want me to tell you the results now, or do you want to wait till you get home? And I said, tell me now. And she said, okay, the reason why you have seizures is because when you were a baby, the neurons in your brain didn't form correctly, like some of them. And so I have this little cluster of neurons that just didn't form correctly, and that's why I have seizures. And so I remember I was so excited, and I was like, I don't even care if I have seizures now because I know why. That lasted for a couple days, and then I realized I still hate seizures, and I'm pretty upset still. But at least I know why, and I'm really grateful actually, because most of the people who have epilepsy don't know why they have seizures, unless they got in a car accident or had a stroke or something, but other people don't know. So only about 20 to 30% of people who have epilepsy and have seizures know why they have them. And I'm one of them. I remember before then, I thought I was going to be, 40 years old and still not know, and I was just, it was really scaring me. But now I know why. So yeah, I'm really grateful for that. The 3 to 5 day EEG happened the very beginning of January 2012. So, wow, over 3 years ago now. Yeah, anyways, so I'll tell you a little bit about the VNS now. And this video is very long, but this is a get to know me, and I'm going into detail here just so you guys who just don't know, I want to let you guys know more about me. So, the lighting is weird, but let me see if I can get this to be better. Okay, so basically, oh wow, that didn't really help. Okay, basically, hey guys, the VNS, what it does is, it's called the vagus nerve stimulator because what it does is it's kind of like a pacemaker, except it's for your brain. And they don't actually put it in your brain, but what they do is it's a little thing, it's about this big, okay? And once I figure out how to insert things into videos, I will. But right now I'm just going to explain it to you. So it's about this big, and what it has is, it has a little bump thing at the top, and it's called a lead. It's like a cord thing that comes out of it and goes up your vagus nerve. So I will show you. Okay, the lighting is so bad. Ugh. Okay, wow, that didn't really help. Okay, So, so right here, this, let's see, right here, it's not very noticeable anymore. It's right there, that little pink line. That is one of the incisions. Let's see if I can get this. That's one of the incisions. That's the top. Let's see. Is this gonna work? No, that's even worse. Sorry, guys. Oh, gosh. Okay, there you go. You can see it. That little pink thing right there, it's about that big. That's the first incision that I had. And that is where the vagus nerve is. Sometimes you can see it. Depends on the person, though. Okay, and then the actual part where they put the VNS is right there. It's that line right there. And really, the lighting is so bad. Okay. There we go. Right there. I know I'm really lightheaded. Okay. It's right there. And it's really cool because, see if I can do this. I shall prop it. Okay. Right there. And it's pretty red. It overheals sometimes. And that is it right there. It's that big, and you can see it. Okay, some people you can't see it, but on me you can. So on the top, you can see these little, I don't know if you can see it, those little blue bumps right there. I don't know if you can see it, guys. There's little blue bumps on the top right there. That is the little hole thing where the lead comes out the cord. So it's right there, and it goes all the way up there to that. And it's really cool. And then what they do is the lead, they have little things that they wrap around the vagus nerve. And since the vagus nerve connects to your brain, obviously, basically what happens is when, dang it, oh guys, it's very unfortunate. Okay. Basically what happens is when you have a seizure with the VNS, vagus nerve stimulator, so the VNS is programmed, originally, it can change. Originally, the VNS is programmed to go off every 5 minutes for 30 seconds. And so that is why in this video, you have heard my voice change and go hoarse and I sound like a robot. And that is it, because it goes off every 5 minutes. And so for 30 seconds. And it changes. So when you first get the VNS turned on, the voltage is at 0.25, okay? And so it's not very strong. And then you get this awesome magnet, which is what I used earlier. And this one, it comes with two, and I have my other one. Here, I'll go get it. Okay, so I have this one, and it's a clip. My bobby pins like to stick to it. It's a clip. And it's meant for your belt, so you can stick it on your belt like that. You know, it's cool. Except when I first tried using it, it kind of fell off and I didn't want to lose it. So I just keep it in my pocket like that. And I always keep it in my left pocket because I keep my phone in my right, and these magnets are very strong. as you can tell. And if you get these a couple inches away from your electronics, they will fry them. Okay, this one actually turned off my computer, and luckily it didn't kill it. But if it touches it, then it will fry it. Yeah, so this is very strong. And so what happens is, like I said, when you first get your VNS turned on, it's on 0.25, okay? And so, yeah, that's when it's first turned on. And they set your magnet to 0.25 higher than this. And so when you feel a seizure coming on, the VNS is automatically going to work. Like, it's going to do it. But if you have your magnet with you and you feel like you need an extra boost of stimulation, then you can swipe this and it will give you an extra boost of stimulation. So right now my VNS is set for 2.0 volts, and this is set for 2.25. So like earlier I had a couple seizures that you guys saw, and so I got my magnet out and I swiped it, and right now my VNS is going off, as you can tell. So that goes off for 30 seconds, so about 15 more seconds, and oh wow, it's done already. It goes by pretty fast. So yeah, there's this one, and I always carry this one around because I've been meaning, so this is the other one, okay? It comes with a strap, and it's the same size, it just has a strap, and it's like a watch. So when I first got it, I wore it, well, let's see. I wore it as a watch, and it's not very tight right now, but I just put it on as an example. So I wear it like that. Yeah, so hip. And then it's so bulky, and at the time I was working as a cashier, and since I'm around all that equipment, I don't want to fry the equipment. And so I would wear it on my ankle. And when I first got it, I showed people, and they thought I was, I was on house arrest or something. But anyways, since it's meant for all sizes, I have really small wrists, and so I would have to go like all the way, wrap it all the way as tight as it can go, and then the strap would hurt, so I just stopped using this one. But a lot of people, what they do is they get a new strap that's prettier looking and less, like, more comfortable. And I keep meaning to do that, but I keep forgetting. Anyways, I have this on hand in case. So I'm putting that there. So yeah, I always have that around. I also have so if you guys didn't know, they actually have seizure stopper medications. Some people have them in shot form. I think they're more for people who have grand mal seizures all the time, and I don't know, like, and then they put the shot in their arm and then it stops it, you know, kind of like what happened at the hospital with me. And but what I have is, so my neurologist didn't even tell me about it. I had to find out myself because my friend, my really, really good friend's mom, has epilepsy as well, and she has these seizure stopper pills, and you take them and they stop the seizures, except you really, I guess they can be addicting, so you really only want to take them when you've had a bunch in a row. So mine, I think, I also have anti-nausea pills, which I told you about earlier. Let me go show you. I carry them around in my bag. Let me cover my information.
Hey!
Hey, what's up? Ah!
I just got home for the first time today.
Oh!
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Are you gonna go to the concert with us tonight?
Concert?
Yeah. Charles concert.
I don't know. Maybe.
Should go.
I don't know.
Annie's gonna be there, and Brittany and Braden are going.
Tired.
Oh, Honey Nut Cheerios. Did you order stuff off of Amazon?
My parents did.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because they offered, and I got vitamins and stuff too
Oh, okay.
that I need.
Do you want egg toast?
Egg toast?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Crap! Which I have to flip.
Guys. These are my nausea pills, and I need to cover up my information because I accidentally didn't do that once, and I tried editing the video and it didn't work. So, it's called Ondansetron. There. And it's 1/2 to 2, take 1/2 to 1 tablet by mouth every 4 to 6 hours as needed for nausea. And it's amazing. And I also have the seizure clusterons. It's lorazepam. And take 1/2 to 1 tablet by mouth every 4 to 6 hours. Let's see. Arrgh. My sister actually takes it as well, but it's for depression, I think. I don't know. Anyways, so I carry those around in my bag. So, my roommates keep bothering me, and it's really annoying. And you get to see everything in my life that's happening. Oh yeah, earlier you heard my roommate come in, and she had these huge boxes, and basically my parents weren't so nice, and they decided to order me some food because my roommate's kind of mean, and she decides to only go shopping when she feels like it. And so literally I have like 3 things in my cupboard, and I've lost 8 pounds. Yeah. So with seizure medications, at least Lamictal, but I think pretty much all of them, they take out your folic acid in your blood, and so you need to take that in order to put it back in. So I was almost out of it, and so my parents ordered me more. It's just the Nature Made kind with folic acid. Well, with a lot of vitamins, some brands are better than others, but with folic acid, it doesn't really matter what brand it is. I just get Nature Made just because, I don't know, I like it. So, there you go. And I take it once a day. And then I also take vitamin D3. But my sister, she actually takes Lamictal as well, and I don't know, she just knows everything about medications. She's done a lot of research. But she told me just a little while ago that if you take, like, you're supposed to take vitamin K as well with vitamin D3. And so my parents also ordered me this vitamin K2 Now brand. And yeah, so I guess I take this once a day as well. I've never taken this before. Take 1 capsule daily with a meal. Oh, to eat something with it? Lame. I also got these, since I don't eat breakfast because I get really nauseous in the morning. Dang it, the light's terrible now. My parents ordered me these breakfast essential drinks. They ordered me more that look like this. They're the carnation version, and they're really good. This one's chocolate, and basically it's a meal. Has 2 times vitamin D of an 8 fluid ounce glass of milk, because I don't like milk and it also hurts my stomach. As much calcium as a 6 ounce cup of yogurt, 21 vitamins and minerals, and 10 grams of protein. And I don't know, I just really like these a lot. Let's see. I take a lot of medications, and I don't like it. But I also got some breakfast bars. They're like the Cliff Bars. These things. So I'm stocked up. They're really good and really nutritious. They're made with organic rolled oats. I don't know, they're really healthy for you. This one, it's high in protein, 70% organic ingredients. I don't know, these are really good. And this one's chocolate chip and crunchy peanut butter. So let's see. And I also take, I always forget to take these, but they're just multivitamins that I get at Costco. You take 2 of those a day. Okay, I have this huge bag full of pills and supplements, and I'm trying to decide if I want to show you guys. In one of my videos, I did show you some of my medications, and there's hair all over the ground. That's gross. This is where I keep all my meds. I'm just gonna show you a couple since it's almost been an hour. Okay, so I take Trileptal. I take Trileptal, Lamictal, and Keppra, and I take Lamictal extended release and Keppra extended release, and until recently I've been taking regular Trileptal, which causes double vision, and I'm crippled from that, like I've told you guys before. But for those of you who are new and watching this, yeah. But lately, we won the appeal for my insurance, so they're now going to pay for extended release Trileptal. And I've tried it before, I've tried samples, and it works. Like, double vision, I don't have double vision when I take that. But if we pay for it out of pocket, it's $1,000, so we won the appeal. So I take Trileptal right now, because I haven't gotten the meds yet. Right now I take Trileptal morning and night, and I take 2 pills. Oxcarbazepine, 600 milligram pills, and I also take oxcarbazepine, 300 milligram pills. Yeah. I also take, I take lamotrigine extended release, which is Lamictal. I take 2 of those at night. And where's the other one? I have a lot because I have refills as well. I also take Keppra extended release, and I take 2 in the morning. So I also take a lot of supplements, like vitamin D3, fish oil, not bad. Okay, not bad. Folic acid and magnesium. Oh gosh, let's see what else. I think that's it. Oh, and now I'm taking vitamin K, so let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Well, guys, I take a lot of medications, and I don't like it, but I need them. So yeah, I keep them in this little cupboard that's underneath my big bed. I used to keep the whole bag over there next to my closet, but then I realized I don't really want a huge bag of medications just sitting in my room. So I decided to move them. Let's see, I'm trying to tell you more about me. Let's see. I also, I talked about this in my last couple of videos, but I have really bad anxiety and depression, and more anxiety than depression. But recently I started taking this anti-anxiety pill called what's it called? Lexapro, and it helps so much. I've said this before, but if you guys are looking for an anti-anxiety pill, talk to your doctor or neurologist or whatever about Lexapro. And we'll see if that works for you, because it's amazing, and my sister takes it as well, and I think my other sister does as well, because depression and anxiety run in my family, so. My other sister actually takes, well, some of my sisters have actually taken Lamictal and Trileptal for their depression, because some anti-seizure and depression meds are the exact same, so, even though they're like totally different things. But, oh yeah, so things that don't have to do with seizures, I am a Black Veil Brides fan. I love their music. Let's see, what else do I like? I used to be in choir, but I'm not right now, and it's been kind of hard because I got the VNS, and that changes my voice every 5 minutes. Let's see. I can't believe it's been an hour. What else? Right now, I'm in college, and I'm only taking one class on campus, and I'm taking a couple online, and it's been really hard for me, but I'm doing it, and I failed some classes last semester, so I'm on academic warning, and I had to take this workshop, but I'm still on warning, because you don't just go back to normal after. So if I fail a lot again, then I'm going to be on probation. So I'm really nervous about that. Yeah. What else can I tell you about me? Let's see. I say this in a lot of my videos, but if you guys ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. I'm lonely because I don't really have any friends here except my roommates, and I feel like an outcast a lot of the time.
What's up? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you recording?
No.
Or are you filming something?
Go away!
Okay.
Oh, there's hair all over the ground. No. There's no privacy here. So. Okay. Anyways, let's see. What else can I talk about? I really appreciate you guys, for watching my videos, and this is the longest video I've ever made, but I just want you guys to know more about me. For those of you who don't watch my videos, I hope this kind of helped. Well, and for you guys who do watch my videos, because I haven't really gone into... Hi!
I'm good! I'm cleaning and putting stuff in your glove.
I'm doing something private! I'm going crazy. Help me. Oh gosh. She keeps making me forget. Yeah, so even for you guys who do watch my videos, I hope this helped. I went into more detail than I usually have. But yeah, if you have any more questions, I'd be glad to answer them, and I'm going to leave my email down again. I'm going to do that from now on so that you guys have someone to talk to if you need someone to talk to. And, yeah. So, thanks again for watching my video, and I don't think there's anything else that I need to say, so I can't really think of anything else, but, you guys are the best, and, yeah, subscribe if you want, because I make a lot of videos. This is the 4th one in 3 days. Yeah, so thanks again for watching, and like my video if you'd like, and comment or something. Thanks again! Bye!